Hey everyone! I wanted to do just a little bit of a daily check-in. I didn't check in yesterday because I was really tired and it was Sunday and I just didn't. But I wanted to let you all know that we're doing okay. We're just all really exhausted, like all of us. Every Israeli in Israel is exhausted. And I would imagine the ones that are stuck out of the country are probably exhausted too, because they're trying to figure out if they can get back in and stressed out about their family over here. But yeah, we're exhausted. Last night we had sirens around 8:30ish. I can't remember exactly. It was bedtime. We were just getting ready to get the kids in bed, and we were talking about, should we just go sleep downstairs or should we try to stay up and then just move down if we need to. And just at that moment, we got notification that a siren was going to be pretty imminent. So we went down, and then we just were like, okay, we're just going to sleep downstairs. So we're just basically going to sleep downstairs without having discussion about it from now until whenever this passes, because it's just so much better. The room that the children are sleeping in, when they're sleeping and we have sirens, they don't hear the siren, they don't hear the booms, they don't hear anything. They're completely oblivious. So it's just a much better situation for them. Just keeping it like trauma-free and easy. So that is just gonna be the plan. So then we had another round of sirens around 4 a.m. and that one was pretty intense. We got the notification that the sirens, like the missiles, were coming, and so Devin and Aviel, who were sleeping upstairs, they came down. And then it took a while for the sirens to actually start in our area. So we were hearing the booms from the Iron Dome and David Sling and the Arrow defense systems intercepting the ballistics overhead, and it was shaking things. And this is the first time our dog seemed really aware of what was going on. She went to the door, and it's up some stairs, but she went to the bottom of the stairs and she looked at the door, and she kind of crouched and looked like kind of an aggressive posture and just stared at the door. Like she was literally going to pounce on whatever it was on the opposite side that was causing the booms. But besides that, she seemed rather oblivious, and she's not so sound sensitive to the sirens either. She's been very calm. So that's how last night went, and you know, it's difficult to sorry, my phone. It's difficult to know how much in the middle of the night we should be following the news and seeing what's going on, because we can watch so many things in real time, just from people posting on their social media or their X accounts and that getting shared, and so you can kind of see what's happening. Like we knew pretty soon after the siren started, we knew that there had been impact in 2 different places last night, and so then it's just kind of nerve-wracking to be like, I hope everybody was okay, but it's good we were able to pray about it too. So in that sense, I think it's really good. I'd actually be interested to hear from some of you all how this is getting media coverage over in the United States or Canada or the UK, wherever it is that you are watching from, Australia if you're there, wherever, because especially I know like East Coast, it would still be daytime for most of you, or I guess maybe it would be late evening, because we're 7 hours ahead of New York. So I'm just curious like what your perception is when this is happening, so you guys can let me know about that. Yeah, so we're just really tired, and I think that's like the big prayer right now, is that you could just pray for the Israelis, for all of us to be able to get good rest, because I think we need to have rested minds and hearts so that we can just take control of our thought life and not give in to fear or frustration. So sleep is very important. So if you could pray that we would all find ways to rest, I think that would be really good. And then also, we have had a number of fatalities, which has been really sobering and really sad, because usually the Iron Dome does such a fantastic job protecting us that it's really rare for us to experience loss of life when we have these types of attacks. But I think we've had somewhere around 20 in the last few days. There was 3 the first night, then I think there was 10 the second night, and then last night we had at least 5. It may have gone up since I last checked. I hope not, but these things do tend to go up rather than down. They definitely don't go down, but you know, they do tend to go up if someone succumbs to wounds. But one of the things that was interesting is that, with the exception of one small group of people, the fatalities that have occurred in buildings where either they didn't have a mamad, which is the bomb shelter in the apartments, or a miklat, which is the bomb shelter under the apartments, or it was people who just voluntarily didn't go or couldn't get there, but were not in a bomb shelter. There was one scenario where the ballistic missile hit someone's bomb shelter, and that group of people in there died. But interestingly, the people on the floor above and below survived, but people on floors higher and lower that were not in the shelter, and people in 2 different buildings across the street who were not in their shelters also were killed in that attack. So that just goes to show the importance of making sure to get into the bomb shelter. And that's something I think kind of we've taken for granted, because all these attacks we've had from the Houthis, they would just lob over like 1 ballistic at a time, 1, 2, very few at one time. And you knew that the Iron Dome was most likely going to get it, and so we weren't really at huge risk. But this is a completely different situation where they're sending, I think last night at that 4 a.m. attack, I think they sent 40 over. So that's quite a lot. I saw yesterday a statistic that the Iron Dome right now is functioning at 95% effective rate. I posted that in the article that I typed out for you guys this morning. And then later on I saw one that based on last night's activity, it might be closer to 85 to 90. So please do pray for our missile defense systems to really do their job, and for people to be really responsible to getting where they need to go. I think that's really key. So that's basically where we are. It's really wild too, because it's just very quiet during the day. I mean, you go outside and the birds are flying, and there's butterflies and flowers and it's like a normal day, except for the fact that it's super quiet. We live right in the center of Jerusalem, and so normally we get quite a bit of traffic and bus noise, and it's so quiet. There aren't a lot of people out. But besides that, it's like beautiful. It's like you wouldn't even know that there's a war going on. And then we'll end up with a siren. So yeah, that's basically the general update. There's some interesting things that were going on in how they are pursuing this effort in Iran. Yesterday there were reports that they detonated car bombs simultaneously for key nuclear scientists. Oh, hi Kelly Johnson. I love you, miss you too. Oh, and my sister Claire. Hi Claire. Just seeing names. So those efforts were underway, and that was Mossad. And then also they were assassinating key political leaders over there at close range. So Mossad and IAF and IDF have been working pretty much in tandem. It's also been really encouraging though to see how much support we're getting from the Iranian community. The Iranians have been praying, the Iranian Christians have been praying for this regime to be taken out for decades. And not just the Christians, it's turned a lot of the Iranian people against Islam, and many of them have gone atheist or have gone back to Zoroastrianism, which was their traditional religion. But it's pushed them, the severity and the extremity of the regime there has pushed them in different directions. And there's a big giant block of mixed religious groups that have really been pushing for the regime to come down and for them to reestablish their monarchy. And the King Shah Reza Pahlavi, he actually wants to make it a democratic nation. So we'll see what he ends up doing, but it looks like it looks like the Lord could be hearing them and answering their prayer. I hope so. So I posted on my Facebook docu-series where you can watch and learn about the Iranian underground church. But they have been dear to my heart for a very, very long time. I think if I didn't end up here in Israel, I would have loved to have gone and served over there in some capacity. And it is still the dream of my heart to go to Tehran. I'm really hoping that at some point we can have a time of peace with Iran so that can happen. But yeah, let's continue to pray for our brothers and sisters in the Lord over there as they endure what's going on, and just pray that the Lord would continue to hear them and answer them. So I finally did kind of get through some of the messages that you all have sent me, and there's a lot that came in on Messenger, so I apologize if I haven't gotten to yours. And the ones that came in first are the ones that I haven't gotten to, because the newest ones show up on top, obviously. So I'm just working my way down. And there have been a lot of questions that you guys have asked, and so there's a few things that I wanted to address. I had a few people ask about good reading, and so I wanted to just go ahead and share here 3 books that I definitely recommend. If you want to learn about history and politics and international law, and from kind of more of a conservative perspective, I recommend Caroline Glick's book called The Israeli Solution. One of my favorite aspects of that book is how she really delves into international law to show that Israel really does have the strongest claim to places like Judea and Samaria, which the media refers to as the West Bank. So it's a really well done, well researched book, and she also promotes a one-state solution, a one Israeli state solution, and that kind of takes us out of the status quo of working towards a two-state model. And she has some conjectures about how that can work, and then she has some conjectures about questions that she still has. So that one's really worth reading. Again, it's Caroline Glick, The Israeli Solution. Okay, another one, if you want some theology, but you don't want like a heavy read, I recommend Your People Shall Be My People by Don Finto. That one covers Romans 9, 10, and 11 in a way that's extremely readable and extremely understandable. So I really recommend that one. And if you are a little bit more of a theology geek and you want to get into the nitty-gritty a little bit more and look at issues like continuity and discontinuity and hermeneutics and different issues that are really geeky, I recommend Has the Church Replaced Israel by Michael J. Vlack. That one is excellent. So that would be my top 3 reading recommendations. And then there was another string of questions, and I'm not going to go into all of these in detail, like each question, but I will tell you that they all kind of shared a core thread of, is this really sensational story true, and what do I make of it? And I think it's just natural when we're in a season where it seems like some prophetic things are unfolding for people to get kind of extreme, kind of hyped up, and put some content out there that just sounds really intense. So, without breaking it down for each one, most of what I looked at based on what people were sending me was really just that. Like, it was very sensational and kind of playing on the fact that this is kind of a prophetic event that's happening in the Middle East, and people are vulnerable and curious and expectant and have a lot of emotion surrounding it. We don't have that sense here. I think we're a lot more calm and just trying to function in a more practical way, and trying to love our neighbors in a more practical way, and be able to answer questions that they might have about what we believe and why we have hope and peace in this season. We're not looking at every small thing that happens and being like, it means this, it means that, or it means whatever. just, you know, guys, I would say just like kind of stay out of that right now. Let that calm down a little bit and just stay in your Bible, stay in the Word, and just watch out for resources that are like hyper speculative, and just trust God right now, okay? And pray for us. You know, that's the best thing that you can do, is pray and just continue to ask the Lord to reveal himself to the nation of Israel in this season, and to give us the strength that we need to walk it out. So I think that's probably the main thing I would say about those articles. And I may, when I'm not so tired, I might go back and take a few of them that everyone sent me to check out and try to break them down a little bit more for you and be like, this is what might be true and this is what's not true, or whatever. But right now I'm just too tired. I'm too tired to do all the fact checking, you know? So we'll do that some other time. Okay, so I guess that's basically it today. I just really wanted you all to see that we're alive and well, and just let you know that we're really tired. And Zoom, we started Zoom school and I cried. But besides that, everything's good. We're at peace and really trusting the Lord with what he is doing and where we are in his story. He is good. Israel is the apple of his eye, and he will remain faithful to this nation, and we believe that and we trust that. So yeah, that's where we are, and I'm gonna go because I'm gonna go help make dinner. We're gonna have salmon tonight, so I will hopefully check in with you all tomorrow. I miss doing this on YouTube with more editing. I just haven't had time, and I've had technical problems because there's some teachings that I really would like to do for you all that would make more sense if I could video edit, but I can't. I'm doing an architecture project right now, and I can't run AutoCAD and video editing on my computer at the same time. It doesn't work. It doesn't have enough memory or something. It just, everything freezes. So I have to pick one or the other, and right now I'm picking architecture, so that's what we're doing. But yeah, all right, thank you so much for standing with Israel. Thank you for standing with us. Thank you for being courageous and sharing truth with others. And I am really tired, so I really hope and pray that this was coherent. But again, I just wanted to touch base and let you guys know that we're doing well. All right, well, I will check in with you guys maybe tomorrow, unless I'm too tired. Then we'll skip a day, we'll see. But I will continue to update on my Facebook as it's necessary, and we'll see you later.